Fight Field channel, where we speak the truth, we're honest, we give out takes on AEW. It is Saturday night, July 8th, 2023. This is your AEW Collision Review here on the Big Fight Field channel, the fourth week of AEW Collision. And I think tonight, out of the 4 weeks, the opening 4 weeks of this brand new show, I thought tonight was their best Collision show yet. I'm here with my guest tonight, Cameron Johnson. Cam, what is going on, man? How are you doing? What did you think of tonight's Collision episode? Because I thought tonight was an awesome show.
I'm doing good, Joseph, man. Always a pleasure to be on Big Fight Field. Always a pleasure to be on Big Fight Field. I thought Collision this week, I thought this is the best Collision episode they've ever done. This is the best episode of Collision they've ever done throughout this full week, throughout the 4 weeks they've been on air. We'll talk more about that, but, we have Powerhouse Hobbs and Julia Hart back to back. Anytime you can give me Julia Hart on a wrestling show, not to mention back to back with my boy Powerhouse Hobbs, so it's automatically a great episode for me. So this was a great episode.
Yeah, I really enjoyed tonight's show. From Regina, Saskatchewan. The wrestling on the show, great wrestling on the show. The main event, Samoa Joe, CM Punk, all this hype, 18 years in the making. I thought the match lived up to the hype. I think it's set up for another match between the two in a much bigger a bigger match in the future, whether that's going to be on an episode of Collision or that's going to be at All In. We'll see. But I think this match tonight set up for a bigger match that's going to happen between the two in the future. We also had FTR take on the Bullet Club Gold. And I realized that, which, by the way, was an incredible match. And, Cam, it took me 4 weeks to realize, why we needed this show, why we needed AEW Collision. And after 4 weeks, I came to the realization that this show, Tony Khan created this show, and it's much needed because every week you're seeing Bullet Club Gold. You're seeing the House of Black. You're seeing Andrade. Scorpio Sky wrestle tonight. You're seeing FTR. You were not seeing these guys on a regular basis on Wednesday night. You were barely seeing the House of Black. You were barely seeing Ricky Starks. Fans were asking for these guys. And now you're getting them every single week on Saturday night. And I love it because you're getting them on a consistent basis. And there's guys coming out. Malachi Black came out in an interview saying he told Tony Khan that he requested to be on Collision. Andrade put out a tweet today that he is going to be sticking with Collision for the future. And I love that now after 4 weeks, I realize that the main reason we have this show is because these guys were not featured on a regular basis on Dynamite when they should have been. And now you get to see these guys every single week. And I love it. Cam, what do you think?
I'm in agreement with you, man. I'm in agreement with you. Them having another secondary 2-hour show, to me was well worth it. To me it was well worth it. I always figured, they had this show to give the other acts. They just didn't get enough time on Dynamite. That just didn't get enough time on Dynamite, another platform to shine. But this was absolutely needed because talents like Miro, Andrade, House of Black, Powerhouse Hobbs, they needed this platform. They absolutely needed this platform right here because Rampage is a dead television show. Rampage has good wrestling on it, but Rampage is a bad television show. So they absolutely needed this here. And I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know how long it's going to last with Collision being on par with Dynamite. But so far, so good. So,
yeah, it is. It's been very good shows the past couple of weeks, but tonight I felt like it was on a different level. I thought tonight was an awesome show. We got a lot to get into. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. We got a lot going on the Big Fight Fuel channel. Busy week for AEW next week. A busy Saturday next week because tonight they announced Battle of the Belts, another Battle of the Belts, and it's happening next Saturday. If it's a good card, maybe I'll do a review on it along with Collision. But if the card sucks like it usually does, then I'm probably gonna skip out on it and just not worry about it. But we got lots of content coming up on the Big Fight Field channel. I was going to do a watch along tonight with you guys, but unfortunate things happened. My power went out. Not just my power, but my whole town went out of power for a day. And it was rough, but now we're good. Power's back on, and I was gonna go live tonight, but everything was crazy, and I just didn't go live tonight. So we'll pick up with a live stream, watch along, maybe Wednesday night. I'll let you guys know. And next Saturday, of course, as well, with the finals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament and all of that taking place next week, which we'll talk about in this review. And if you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and check out the AEW Dynamite review. Man, we talked about the birthday celebration with Adam Cole, Baby, and MJF. Be sure to go ahead and check that out. And Cam, before we dive into anything AEW Collision, what did you think of that segment between MJF and Adam Cole on Dynamite Wednesday? I need to get your thoughts on it.
That segment was great. That segment was absolutely fantastic, man. I need MJF and Adam Cole to win the tag team titles. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. I know we've seen the whole. I know we've seen the whole. I know we've seen the whole. I know we've seen the whole tired act of the opponent. The opponents. The rivals become tag team champions. But in this instance, I would not mind that at all. Adam Cole and MJF are just so damn entertaining together. So, they have my vote to become AEW Tag Team Champions, even if it's just for a week. We need to see Cole and MJF as the Tag Team Champions. This is absolutely tremendous. They are absolutely tremendous together, man. I love them. Oh my god.
Yeah, I agree, man. They are just so damn entertaining together, and I legit said this on my Dynamite review Wednesday, and I'll say it again before we dive into the Collision review. I have not seen such entertaining television on TV since Sami Zayn. That's the segments with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline. That was true entertainment. Now, what we're seeing with the Bloodline on WWE TV is absolutely tremendous. But Sami Zayn brought a whole another element to those segments because he's so damn entertaining, and those segments were so fun to watch every week, and it kind of reminded me of that. So, um, kudos to Adam Cole and MJF for that segment, and I'm gonna pull it up real quick. MJF, uh, MJF put out a tweet today. He says, "Hey, got some bad news. Was so excited to wrestle Big Bill and Brian Cage this week. Unfortunately, I've come down with something and I'm violently ill. I wish my tag partner and close friend Adam all the best. Pray for me and my health. Love you all." And then Adam Cole quote tweets him and he says, "Max, shut the fuck up. You're coming to TV." And MJF tweets and he says, "Guess it's only cool when you do it, when you get to do it. Ugh, fine. You're gonna wear the shirt though, right?" And then I think in another tweet, he he said he said, "Can we at least hit the double clothesline this week?" So that was funny. These guys are keeping it up on the Twitter sticks. Man, I just want them to hit the double clothesline. Make it this week, man. Hit the double clothesline this week, and that'll make Dynamite a great show. But it's gonna happen one way or another. So
I can't believe Tony Khan, man. Tony Khan is making MJF work through a violent. Tony Khan is making MJF work through a violent illness. I cannot believe that, man. That is a bad boss right there, man. I would go on strike if I'm MJF. Quite frankly, gonna make me work while I'm sick, but you ain't make Adam Cole work while he's sick. No, this is a shame, man. That's a shame.
He's the champ. He's got big responsibilities. Hangman Page wrestled every week when he was the champ. John Moxley
Yeah,
wrestled every week. What?
Hangman, MJF ain't Hangman. MJF ain't Hangman. MJF sick. I said let him stay home. That's just me.
Oh man, so good. We'll actually see if he shows up to Dynamite sick. That would be pretty funny. But tonight we kicked off Collision with CM Punk, and he walked out. No entrance music. He just walked out of the tunnel, and this crowd in Regina. In the past couple of weeks, it's been 50-50. Toronto hated CM Punk. Hamilton was kind of 60-40 on CM Punk. This Cam, this crowd tonight in Regina, they loved CM Punk. They were chanting his name. They were cheering for him. They loved CM Punk on this show tonight. So basically, he comes out and he gets us. He gets the people in the crowd. He gets the people watching at home even more excited for the Owen Hart Cup tournament. He talks about Ricky Starks. He talks about Powerhouse Hobbs. He talks about this match with Samoa Joe, and he talks about how this match feels like a finals match instead of a semifinals match. And he says, in the home country of Owen Hart, don't chant Samoa Joe tonight. Don't chant Joe's going to kill you. Don't chant my name. Chant Owen Hart. And then the fans chanted Owen, Owen, Owen. And he got you excited. He got you hyped for the two Owen Hart Cup matches that were taking place tonight. And he got you excited. It was a very good promo. It was very basic. And he says, I'm going to hold this trophy at the end of next week, not because I deserve it, but because I will earn it. For CM Punk, he's determined to win the Owen Hart Cup trophy. In Owen Hart's hometown of Calgary. I thought it was very good, very simple, and he went out there to do one job and one job only, and it was to get you hyped for the matches, for the Owen Hart Cup matches happening tonight. What do you think of the opening promo from Punk?
I thought the opening promo from Punk was effective. I thought the opening promo from Punk was effective and getting you excited for the Owen Hart. Getting you excited. For the two semi-final matches tonight. So I thought he did good. I was shocked. I was shocked to see CM Punk get cheered in Canada. I thought the man was. I thought he was going to get booed out the building. So it was shocked to see Regina of all time. We're shocked to see Regina of all time actually cheer Punk. Actually cheer CM Punk. But that's what's up. So, but overall, I thought this promo. Overall, I thought this promo was effective in getting ready to see the two Owen Hart matches. So.
Yeah, exactly. It was very simple and right to the point. And after that, we got right into the Owen Hart Cup matches. The opening match of the night was Powerhouse Hobbs against Ricky Starks. And those guys have a lot of history. They played a little video package during Hobbs' entrance of Hobbs and Starks' time in Team Taz. The turn that Powerhouse turned on Ricky Starks last year, and they build up to their match back at All Out of 2022. I thought this match was decent. I thought it was fine. I thought this was better in some instances than their match at All Out last year. It had more stakes, I think. It had a story with Powerhouse Hobbs towards the end of the match because Ricky, he was going for the spear, and the entire match, QT Marshall kept getting involved, and towards the end, Ricky is going for the spear, and QT Marshall trips him up. Aubrey Edwards is the referee, so Aubrey Edwards is she's screaming at him and telling him to get off the apron, get down. So during this time, Hobbs hits the spine buster onto Ricky Starks. And while QT's arguing with Aubrey, Hobbs has the cover in. And Hobbs sees what QT's doing. And he's pissed off. And he is furious. QT finally gets down. Powerhouse Hobbs eats a spear from Ricky Starks. 1, 2, 3. Ricky Starks is moving on to the finals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament next week. And Hobbs is furious. He is going to absolutely beat the piss out of QT Marshall, but Aaron Solo gets in the way. He eats a spine buster, and then Harley Cameron, she gets in the way, and Powerhouse Hobbs storms off to the stage. So, is this a confirmed split between Powerhouse Hobbs and QTV? Because if it is, awesome. Got to get him away from that silly, goofy faction because number one, he's better than that, and number two, he does not need to be associated with that garbage. Cam, what are your thoughts on the match between Hobbs and Starks and the post-match stuff with QT Marshall and Powerhouse Hobbs, and maybe Hobbs getting himself out of that QTV group?
Well, the match to me was fine. And of course, I think this is better than their all out match because if I remember correctly, their all out match went like 5 minutes. Their all out match went like 2 minutes, I believe. It was just like an absolute it was just like an absolute squash on pay per view from Powerhouse Hobbs. If I remember correctly, Hobbs destroyed them at all out at all out last year, if I remember correctly. So of course this is better than their all-out match, but overall fine match here. And Will Hobbs leaving QTV, I am happy because this QTV shit is terrible. This QTV shit is absolutely terrible. So I'm happy Will Hobbs is getting. So I'm happy Powerhouse Hobbs is getting far away from that as possible. And to be quite honest with you, I would just put Hobbs and Starks back together. I would just reunite Team Taz, to be quite honest with you. I would just put the two of them together. I got the perfect scenario. I got the perfect scenario how you get them together. I got the perfect scenario how you get them back together. Ricky Starks is feuding with the Bullet Club Gold right now. Ricky Starks is feuding with the Bullet Club Gold right now. Jay White. You got a Jay White. You got a backstage segment next week or whatever. You got a backstage segment next week or whenever. Jay White and Juice Robinson mocking Powerhouse Hobbs. Then they're laying the beat down on Ricky Starks. Boom, that leads to Powerhouse Hobbs coming in and making the save for him. And there you go. You slowly put them back together. But I will put Will Hobbs back together with Ricky Starks. So.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in the future, I could see it happening, but right now they got their own things going on. Ricky's a face, Powerhouse Hobbs is a heel, and maybe they can reel Ricky Starks back into being a heel again. I don't know. He's a very good heel. He's also a pretty good babyface.
I wouldn't turn Ricky Starks here. I would just turn Powerhouse Hobbs babyface. Reunite the two of them as a babyface pairing. That's what I thought. But.
Gotcha. Hey, maybe they could turn one big man heel and one big man face. Just turn Powerhouse Hobbs into a baby face and just turn Wardlow into a heel because God forbid, God knows he needs a heel turn. So just swap Hobbs as a face and Wardlow as a heel, and we move on. So
yep.
That's what I would do. We got Willow Nightingale backstage with Tony Schiavone. And before the show, unfortunately, tonight we were supposed to get the semifinals of the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament with Athena and Willow Nightingale. But Willow just had a match with Julia for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship in Japan, which she lost. And she got injured in that match, too. And she didn't get cleared for this match against Athena. So their match got pushed back to Friday night on Rampage, and Athena was basically questioning the integrity of Willow, and she says, "Oh, you're lucky that I'm injured tonight, but Friday night's going to be the same thing that it was going to be tonight. I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to win the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament, and then maybe I might come get myself some gold again." So she's teasing going after Athena for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship, which I love to see because I think now she's ready to take that title from Athena, and I think Athena's too good to be on Ring of Honor TV. Bring her up to AEW and let Willow carry that women's division down at Ring of Honor. Um, so we had that, and we had Julia Hart one-on-one in action tonight, and she was out there with Brody King. And man, I love Julia Hart's entrance. Her presentation is excellent, and she's got this spooky vibe, man. This theme song. She's walking out to the ring. She's singing her song, like mumbling it. Man, the visual of it is just so good, man. It is so good, Cam. You like it?
I love it. I love her theme song. Her theme song is absolutely great. I'll be singing it along to the house always wins. Like the thing, her entrance, her presentation is absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible. All of the House of Black members are, but in particular, I think her entrance in particular might be my favorite one out of the bunch. Because that theme song is great, and that entrance is great. So Julia Hart's been killing it in House of Black.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, the bigger story of this was what happened after the match. Of course, Julia, she got the win, and they're pushing that she's on this big winning streak. She's on a 23 or 24 match winning streak, which probably most of her wins are from Rampage or from Dark. So um, good for her, I guess. But we got a vignette from Malachi Black talking about his mask compared to Andrade's mask, and Andrade just wears the mask for like a prop, and Malachi's black mask is for his face, and why he has the whole guard, his whole left side of his face painted, and he's talking how he knows truly how great Andrade is, and they get together and they can show the whole world how great truly Andrade El Idolo is. So I was confused by this because I don't know if they're setting up a match or if they're setting up Andrade joining the House of Black. I would have to think they're setting up a match between these two guys. In the near future with both of their masks on the line, maybe. I'm not sure. But Andrade cut a backstage promo with Lexi Nair, and he was talking about the importance of his match his from his early days in CML in AAA and in New Japan, and how he represents Latin American when he wears that mask down to the ring, and when he takes it off, it means it's time to fight. So I don't know where they're going with this, Cam, but if we're getting a match out of this between Andrade and Malachi Black, that is going to be so incredible, dude. That is going to be unbelievable. And then after that match, maybe we could get Andrade some partners, and we can do maybe Roosh in there. You can get your Listigo in there, and you can get LFI against the House of Black at All In for the trios titles. What do you think about all of this? The more possibility of a match of Andrade and Malachi Black. Where do you see this feud going? Um, what do you think, man?
I see Andrade and Malachi Black happening I see Andrade and Malachi Black, just happening on like a random, just happening on like a random episode of Collision. Just happening on like a random episode of Collision, and that leaves the two partners. If Roosh can come back in time, and I hope he does, because I miss Roosh. Yeah, y'all know Roosh, because I miss Roosh. Y'all know Roosh, my boy. Y'all know Roosh, my boy. Yeah, y'all know Roosh, my boy. I miss Roosh. If Roosh can come back in time, then you do LFI against the House of Black. If Roosh ain't back in time, then you put the Lucha Bros with Andrade. Then you put the Lucha Bros with Andrade. But either way, this is linked to a match with trios titles. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. Do you think there's a chance, a small chance, Andrade joins the House of Black? I doubt it, but it's possible.
no,
Yeah, that's what I would.
well, I'll say maybe in the sense of Andrade joins the House of Black. Take it out from the inside or something like that. But other than that, no.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think they're heading toward a match, probably on Collision, and then a six-man for the trios belts, possibly at All In. Um, let's talk about this absolute banger of a match. Bullet Club Gold, Jay White and Juice Robinson, Rock Hard, took on Dax and Cash, FTR and Cam. Not only was this the best match we've gotten on Collision so far, this was probably, when I go back and think about it, this was probably the best tag team match of the entire year in AEW. This was incredible, man. The wrestling in this match, fucking excellent. The near falls, the drama, they had me on the edge of my seat. They had me thinking FTR was going to win. And honestly, honestly thought FTR was going to win this match. But surprisingly, at the end, um, Bullet Club Gold gets the win, and Juice Robinson gets the win with his flatliner on Cash on Dax Harwood, and FTR, they hit them with the suplex into the frog splash. They hit them with the pile driver that Cash goes onto the top rope and Dax hits Jay White with the pile driver. They hit him with the big rig. They gave Bullet Club Gold everything they got. And tonight, it was Bullet Club Gold's night. It was Jay White and Juice's night. They won this match. Juice Robinson got the win. Folks, if you somehow did not watch AEW Collision tonight, if there's one match to go back, I would watch the CM Punk and Joe match. I'd go back and watch that, but I would also go back and watch this match over Punk and Joe. This match was incredible, man. Best tag team match all year in AEW. And the tag team division, you know, if I'm being frank, I'm going to be honest. We speak the truth here on the channel. AEW's tag team division this year hasn't been great like previous years. I'm hoping this is the start to where we could get the tag team division to where it needs to be, to where it once was in AEW. So, incredible match tonight. Bullet Club Gold gets the win. And Cam, I'll let you give your thoughts on this match, and then we could talk about the post-match angle that they did backstage.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. But overall, this is fantastic. This was an absolute. Excuse me again. This was an absolutely fantastic tag team match, man. This match was so good. My dog was enthralled by it. I had my dog. I went to go do something while they were on the picture. And I came back to watch. I came back to my bedroom. That's where I watched Collision. Yeah, that's where I watched Collision on my television in my bedroom. And my dog was on my bed, and he was enthralled by this tag team match, man. So that way, you know how good of a tag team match this was. The fact that he was absolutely enthralled by it. But in all seriousness, man, this was a great tag team match. This was probably the best. I'll go as far as to say I'll go as far as to say this is probably the best tag team match of the year,
Yeah.
outside of the match with the Usos and outside of the match with the Usos and Owens and Zayn at WrestleMania. This is probably the best tag team match of the year. And I don't want to hear about the Usos and the. I don't want to hear about the Usos against Reigns and Solo. That match is not better than this. I'm sorry, that match is not better than this. It's probably the best tag team match in the entire year. This was an incredible match.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I'm not going to compare it to those matches, but what we got tonight was incredible, and it was by far the best tag team match we've seen in AEW so far. Now, it kind of feels. I'm not gonna lie, it feels like WWE kind of. They do this a lot where they beat the champion and then the challenger gets a tag team match. Do you agree with Bullet Club Gold going over in this match? Um, in the non-title faction, do you agree with the champions losing a non-title match?
To me, it's fine. To me, it's fine. If it happens only once throughout the run, if it happens only throughout like once throughout the run, I'm not talking about like a 6-man tag or an 8-man tag. If it's a 2-on-2 tag team match and this happens once in their run, then to me it's perfectly fine. I don't have any issues with this.
Yeah, I think tonight it's fine because they do these eliminator matches a lot, but more than likely the champion wins and the challenger doesn't get the title match. Now tonight, of course, Jay and Juice won, and that brings us to the backstage segment. Tony Schiavone was with FTR, and tonight, and Jay Juice came up to them and like tonight, we were the better tag team. We proved that we are possibly the best tag team in the world. And they said they're not here for fighting. We already did the fighting out there, and we came out victorious. We beat you guys twice in 3 weeks. And how about we make that 3 times in 4 weeks next week when we challenge you for the tag team titles in Calgary in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Holy shit, Cam. We're getting a 2 out of 3 falls match next week for the tag team titles on Collision. Just my question is, how are they going to top this match from tonight next week with the 2 out of 3 falls match? Because knowing these guys, they're going to want to top what they did tonight. And I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm hyped, bro. I'm hyped for this one.
I don't know how they're gonna top it, but knowing I don't know how they're gonna top it, but knowing FTR, but knowing you got FTR in there, and knowing you got Jay White in there, they're gonna find a way to top this. I don't know how they're going to, but they're gonna find a way to top this because this match is absolutely incredible. And 2 out of 3 falls next week sounds like a lot of fun for Collision. Now, it sounds like a lot of fun for Collision. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but next Saturday is going to be an absolutely loaded night because not only do we have Battle of the Belts, which Mayor Night. Actually, I take that back. It might not be loaded. The Battle of the Belts end up looking like some trash, like it usually do. Like they usually do. But between Collision with this 2 out of 3 falls match and between Impact's Bound for Glory, next Saturday's looking absolutely beautiful. So.
Yeah, I do know that. Next Saturday, I know Impact has their pay per view. I don't watch Impact anymore. I don't really know a lot of people who watch Impact. I know that I think if I saw, I'm pretty sure AAA has their show next week. I'm pretty sure next weekend's Kenny Omega against El Hijo del Vikingo. So that's a big event. That's a big event down at Mexico. And so next Saturday is stacked, and I'm really looking forward uh, to this match next Saturday night on Collision. We got the the return of Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky was back in action tonight. He went one-on-one with Action Andretti. Unfortunately, these two were put in a very unfortunate spot with the incredible match we just got between FTR and the Bullet Club Gold. Crowd really wasn't into it that much. It was all right, decent match. Scorpio Sky won with the TKO, and he helped Andretti up. He shook his hand, and he walked away. So I guess Scorpio is returning to AEW TV as a babyface. So I'm fine with that, and just build him up, man, because Scorpio is very underrated, and when you give him time in the ring, he's very good. So I'm happy to see him back. I'm happy to see that he's going to be a focus, hopefully, on Collision. Uh, and what'd you think, Cam?
Overall, I thought this is a fine match between Scorpio Sky and Action Andretti. We don't get to see Action Andretti off. They dust Action Andretti off every now and then. They dust them off every now and then. Action Andretti is very good. I like to see more of Action Andretti on Collision. To be quite honest with you, we can find a way to, we can find a way to make that work. If we can find a way to make that work, I would like to see more Action Andretti on Collision. But I'm happy to see Scorpio Sky back on television. And I'm happy to see him not doing the Men of the Year stuff with Dan Lambert and Dan Lambert and that. So happy is just Scorpio Sky back. Happy about that.
Yeah,
Now set up Scorpio Sky to be a challenger for the TNT title against Christian Cage. Because Christian Cage is the rightful team. Because Christian Cage is the TNT champion. I don't care what it says on the website or on the graphic. The dinosaur is not the TNT champion. It is Christian Cage. Y'all need to get that right.
yeah. Well, I could see Scorpio as a TNT champion again. He was two-time TNT champion, and maybe he could beat Luchasaurus for it because, you know, the Luchasaurus is the TNT champion. So, um, but we got a lot of AEW coming up this week. We got MJF and Adam Cole against Brian Cage and Big Bill in the semifinal of the Tag Eliminator Tournament. Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin, they're going to be taking on Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia in the semifinal of the Tag Eliminator Tournament. So the two semifinal matches, they're going to take place Wednesday night on Dynamite. We got Swerve Strickland against the debuting Nick Wayne on Dynamite. I'm looking forward to seeing Nick Wayne in his first match in AEW, man. It should be interesting. Ruby Soho against Sky Blue in the semifinals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And Chris Jericho goes one-on-one with Commander. Friday night on Rampage, semifinals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Athena versus Willow Nightingale, the match we were supposed to get tonight, is happening Friday on Rampage. And next Saturday from Calgary, the hometown of Owen Hart, we got the finals of the men's Owen Hart Cup tournament. Ricky Starks, he takes on the winner of CM Punk and Samoa Joe, which we're about to talk about in a matter of moments. We got the finals of the women's Owen Hart Cup tournament. And next week on Collision, we have FTR against Bullet Club Gold for the AEW Tag Team titles in a 2 out of 3 fall match. Man, that's going to be amazing. And then Saturday, they also announced they're doing Battle of the Belts right after Collision. And tonight they announced that Shawn Spears is going to challenge for the TNT Championship against Luchasaurus. So we'll see how that show goes. Again, if it's not a good card, I'm probably not going to go over it, not going to review it. But we'll see. We'll see the matches that we get on Saturday night. The main event, hyped it up all night, hyped it up all week. Samoa Joe, CM Punk, 18 years in the making, 18 years in the making from their history in Ring of Honor. Thought they had a very good match. the last 5 minutes, they really kicked it up a notch. The pace was kind of slow in the beginning. Lots of chops, um, lots of knee strikes from CM Punk, lots of clotheslines from Joe. They worked a very slow style in the beginning. They kicked it up a notch in the last 5 minutes. The ending came when CM Punk was going for the GTS. Samoa Joe reversed it into the Coquina clutch. Punk, he just sat down. Samoa Joe, he rolled over Samoa Joe and pinned him 1, 2, 3 with the surprise roll up. CM Punk has defeated Samoa Joe, and CM Punk is going to the finals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Now we'll get to the post-match angle afterwards because Cam, last week, if I remember correctly, you said Samoa Joe should have defeated CM Punk, and tonight he indeed lost to CM Punk. I want to get your thoughts on this match. Did Tony Khan did he mess up with this result? Should Joe have gone over on CM Punk?
I think Joe should have gone over on CM Punk, but I'm not surprised Punk won because I'm not surprised Punk won. Because especially with the story they're telling, especially with the story they're telling, to CM Punk going, until somebody is able to pin my shoulders to the mat, or until somebody's able to submit me, I'm still the rightful AEW champion. And so, that made it less likely that Samoa Joe win here. But I thought Joe should have won here, to keep the story going of Punk never being able to beat Joe. So I thought that story should have been continued. Because I thought that story should have been continued. But it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Well, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. We're getting Punk and Joe as a feud anyway. So to me, this is fine. I don't agree with the decision, but yeah, it's fine. It's not the worst decision.
Yeah, I agree, and um, I actually think with this match tonight, it's going to build up to a bigger match in the future because afterwards, they both guys stood in the middle of the ring and Joe offered Punk a handshake. Punk accepted the handshake. They offered each other some words, and then Samoa Joe, well, he did what Samoa Joe does best. He put CM Punk to sleep. Officials came out. FTR rushed down to the ring, and Samoa Joe left after he was going to grab a steel chair. So it seems like the feud between these guys are continuing, which I have absolutely no complaints about. I got no problem with them continuing their feud. And could this be Joe and Punk continuing all the way until All In? I don't
I
know.
hope so. I
Yeah.
hope it continues to all in because I'm gonna tell you what. I'm tell you what. I hope this continues to all in because this pisses me off right here. You saw me ask this question online. You saw me ask this question on Twitter. Why are people so damn stupid? Why are people so why are people so damn stupid? But I hope this lasts till all in. You know why? So that I hope this lasts till all in. So that way throughout the next month I don't have to see match graphics of people posting CM Punk and Kenny Omega happening at all. And that's what I'm hoping for because I'm tired of seeing people gonna come online and go, oh man, hey man, hey man, what you do CM Punk, Kenny Omega, and all that match is gonna happen at all. In. I hope this feud runs all the way to all. I hope it runs till 4 years. So we ain't got to see the Punk. So we ain't got to see the Punk Omega graphics no damn more. That ashes me.
I mean, man, people are going to be putting up graphics. They're going to be talking about it until we get the match. So uh, it's not going to go away, probably. But yeah, I do think this is going to All In. I do think that even though Jay White, he's been teasing a match with CM Punk, but now um, he's got his thing with FTR, but it could end next week. Probably going to end next week. But we'll see what happens with Punk, man, because he's got two feuds lined up for him right front and center. He's got Samoa Joe and he's got Jay White. It's just going to be a matter of what AEW is going to do with him going into Wembley Stadium. But guys, that is it for tonight. Excellent show. Love the show tonight. Great wrestling and a very nice pace overall. I want to thank each and every one of you who tuned into the review tonight. Be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from myself and Cameron Johnson. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph for everything AEW. I'll be live tweeting during the shows next week, and I'll be on Twitter as much as I can, as little as I can, because I don't like the wrestling community. But I'm on I'm on there once in a while. So, but you'll catch me most of the time during the AEW shows. Cam, where can they follow you on Twitter? Jeez.
Follow me on Twitter at Cam71101. And follow me on Twitter at Cam71101. But just be aware, if I see you post a match graphic of Punk against any member of the fucking elite for this year, just know you will be either muted or blocked. Ain't got time for that. I'm sick of seeing that shit. I'm so sick of seeing that shit. We got Fight Forever. Play it and fight forever. Play it and fight forever. Don't bring it in my timeline trying to manifest. You will be either muted or blocked. I'm letting you know that right now. I don't want to see that shit. I'm tired of it. I'm fed up.
He's fed up, folks. All right. We're going to get out of here. I'm tired. And I'll see you Wednesday night. So you guys have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. I'm out. Cam's out. Peace.